So this will just be a run through of MaXXlink and how it's used as a tool for MYOB. It allows you to create bills of materials, and this is according to the practices of your organization, and it can transfer them between platforms, obviously MYOB and CADS systems like SOLIDWORKS and Autodesk Inventor, and Excel and SOLIDWORKS PDM. We're always adding new ones. So to start off, we can open SOLIDWORKS, and you'll see it has its own tab at the top, and it has here a send to MaXXlink web button. So it'll send over the metadata while it's synchronizing. This is for each individual item. And the templates are stored on this repository where they're formatted according to the practices of your organization. So there's also the import BOM option. This will be from your MYOB connector. That'll be all the BOMs available too. We'll show that later. But when this is done, we'll refresh the page and we'll see that this water tank assembly has successfully pushed now. So going into it, there'll be either the BOM line or hierarchical view of it, and you'll be able to see both of them. This will be the custom properties in your BOM line too that you can carry over. You can rearrange the columns as well, and then you can export that to CSV. But for this hierarchical view too, this shows all the parent-child relations, thumbnails and quantities and names as well, and we can just export this directly to MYOB. And that will export as I've mapped it in the template mapping section, which I'll show later too. So to see that this mapping has been successful, this export has been, we can refresh the bills of materials page in MYOB, and we'll see water tank trailer, which has been truncated to whatever the character limit was. So most importantly at the bottom, we have the materials that have all been carried over. We've got their quantities and their names. And we mapped over the materials to notes as well. So that was relatively quick and it saved a lot of trouble as opposed to having to do that manually. So we'll be able to do the importing now, or rather we'll be able to show a BOM change. So what we'll do is we'll add a non-CAD item, namely laser cutting. And because this BOM has already been put on MYOB, exporting this is going to show us a BOM screen. So with this BOM screen, with this compare screen rather, it'll show what's been changed, what's been added, modified or deleted, and whether this has been done on the MYOB side, the MaXXlink side, or both. So once the compare BOM screen loads, we'll see obviously laser cutting was added. That's the only change we've made. And the rest of that will be in gray as well because nothing was changed. So I can select it, then I can push this to MYOB, and we can just update that BOM we were looking at previously, and you'll be able to see the laser cutting feature at the bottom of it. But while we're here as well, we'll just make this a revision B, and we'll put that on hold, but we'll play around with some of the quantities as well. So we can change the quantity of laser cutting. We can change that over to 5. And then we can also probably add a few nuts and bolts. I think there was 24 of part 201197, 24 of 201219. So we can change that to 28. We can add cost in too, and planned cost will be pre-generated. And we can just change some of the material types and the phantom routing as well. So with the BOM line on MaXXlink, there are up to 80 columns that we can select from. We can select from pretty much all the MYOB values. And then we can set those up and they'll be arranged as we want them to be. And if we don't want to see them either, we can just set them to invisible. So we'll see the list of BOMs again, and there'll be a new water tank addition because this is revision B. Further on the right, it would say the revision 2. And this imported BOM is going to be under the new MYOB template as opposed to the SOLIDWORKS template because this is directly connected. So we can see the changes that have all been added here in our BOM line. And the planned cost is carried over as well, so that final cost will come out nicely too. Could be rearranged too. So this can be exported to CSV like I mentioned, can be done to XLSX with the thumbnails. So saves you a lot of manual entering there. So On top of this, we have the template mapping, which is how we do this. Template mapping is essentially, you can do it from ADI to MYOB, PDM to MYOB, or you can do a MaXXlink template from scratch to MYOB, and you essentially choose what properties they're equivalent to between platforms. So I could have the column saying revision, and I'll map our revision from MaXXlink to there. Material, we could put that in the notes section as well. And for those obscure values, like bubble number, batch size, back flush, we have the flexibility to use those as well, as long as they've been put on that SOLIDWORKS CAD part, which they haven't been in this case. So we've just got a few default values in the note here being mapped from material, and we can save that. And when we want to see this in action, we can select our BOM, but this one here is MYOB, so it won't map. But that one initially is under the SOLIDWORKS template. So if we were to press the export button at the top that you just saw, that would be the template mapping in action. And then you can edit the BOM too to mark it as completed and to convey its status to your colleagues. So yeah, that's the whole MYOB workflow for you. Thank you.